I'm from Syria, Deir ez-Zor. This town exists on the eastern, northern east of Syria. This city stuck under siege. 400,000 people, they are suffering there. Children are dying of hunger. Old men, they cannot find the medicine. There's no electricity for 7-8 months. It's the hell on earth. It's pure hell on earth. Nothing there. Nothing from the civilization science.
There are refugees coming in every day, all time of the day. Then the problems continue along the road where they have to walk when they come down to the camps. And when you come here in the morning, you never know how many are going to arrive. This morning, the boats arrived late because the sea was bad. So now they all arrive now. So you never know what to expect.
This is Syria bleeding right now. Many families, the smallest baby I held in my arms was 40 days. We have Afghans, also Iraqis and Pakistanis and Bangladeshis. So it's a mix, really. All of them are moving together. And what I'm seeing unfolding under my eyes is unprecedented. And I have been in major operations. This is a very challenging response. It's people on the move. How to be at the center of this Grande Marche, ensuring that we deliver dignity.
It is estimated that since 2013, more than 1 million migrants have made the dangerous journey to Europe, fleeing war or poverty. Today, most transit through Eastern Europe, arriving in Greece and then passing through the Balkans to their final destination further north. Guaranteeing food, healthcare, shelter, reunification of scattered families, these are the challenges states and humanitarian actors face today. As migrants travel through Europe, they can lose contact with their families back home or with the people they are traveling with. Some unfortunately disappear along the way. The Red Cross movement helps family members keep in touch or find one another through its service known as RFL, Restoring Family Links. In 2015, Greece became the main entry point into the European Union for migrants, most of whom are from the Middle East and Afghanistan. According to the UNHCR, more than 500,000 people arrived between January and mid-October of this year. The arrivals have created a crisis of unprecedented scale in humanitarian terms, especially on the small Greek islands near Turkey. The Hellenic Red Cross has scaled up its assistance to these migrants.
This national society had to face huge challenge to respond to the needs of migrants in terms of establishing family links. Our role is really an advising role. Technically, we are supporting them step by step since we had opened an antenna, an ICRC antenna 2 years ago, and we were physically present, the ICRC, through that RFL antenna for migrants, which was the first time in ICRC history that we opened a service dedicated only for migrants.
In the last 2 years, the Hellenic Red Cross has received around 3,000 tracing requests from migrants looking for family members. Most cases have been solved. Maria Leandri is a senior tracing officer at the Hellenic Red Cross.
Have you seen our archive?
Yes, of course.
What people actually miss is information, possibility to contact, communicate with their families that are in agony. And since these people are on a move, they do not have SIM cards, they do not have credit, they do not know where to charge their phones, they lose all the contact details during the journey. The journey is not safe for families. Families are very, very often separated. It is very important to have presence on entry and exit points in order people to know that there is a possibility to place a tracing request to see where their family is. They can use tools as Trace the Face or tracing application. We share information with other colleagues in other national societies. For example, very, very recently, we had a tracing request from a boy. He was looking for his brother. The two children, they were separated in Turkey while they were trying to enter Europe. Our child ended up in Patras, but his brother ended up in Finland. So it happened that the brother also made a tracing request with the Finnish Red Cross. And it was an immediate match. And it was very important because both kids, they were young and alone. And it is one of the amazing stories that we are and keep us doing this job because really it's very difficult these days.
The Hellenic Red Cross has volunteers all over Greece who provide RFL services along with other assistance such as food in transit camps and detention centers. But Greece is experiencing a severe economical and social crisis, which limits the Hellenic Red Cross's resources. The Hellenic Red Cross therefore called upon the whole Red Cross family for help. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies launched an emergency appeal answered by many European Red Cross societies. The International Committee of the Red Cross is also strengthening its aid. Most of their help is concentrated on the Greek border with the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia and at the entry points on the islands, such as Lesvos. This island, with a population of approximately 86,000 people, has seen between January and mid-October 2015 around 250,000 migrants arrive on its shores.
We departed from Turkey from a point for smugglers, and really it was very dangerous for me and for my family. We saw death 7 or 8 times. Okay. We have to leave that point in Turkey because if the night fall up, those smugglers will steal us and maybe will make danger for my children. We offer them extra money to let us leave. More than 45 men and the children have this trip. When we arrived, at once we have to climb the mountain on a very difficult road. I was sad for them and afraid for them. I can't tell them to stop. I can't stop.
Lesbos was always very much exposed to a huge influx of migrants. In the past, up to end of 2014, people were detained and the service in detention was put in place already since 2014, since 1.5 years, with the Hellenic Red Cross, with the volunteer visiting twice a week the detention center in Moria, here in Lesbos, and providing RFL service, recharge card, taking tracing requests, even implementing Trace the Face program. So this was functioning very well. But now people are just passing by, and there are obviously some need of increasing our capacity as Red Cross in terms of providing them more RFL services. The first thing that person landing in Greece, the first thing that everyone does is just to rush on the mobile phone and to call the family, say, we made it, we're safe, we're alive, and we're in Greece now.
We are here because there's a lot of refugees arriving on the northern coast of Lesbos. One thing that happens is when they arrive here, they're very happy initially, but then they realize they don't really know what to do, where they should go. They will need first aid, but they will also need to have some water, something to eat, because as it is now, it's very uncertain if they have to walk down to Mytilene where they have to be registered, or if there will be buses that will transport them there. So what we hope to do is to set up a focal point where we have nurses from Hellenic Red Cross. They can provide psychosocial assistance. They can also start the process of reunification of families and also inform people, should they lose their members on the trip when they walk, where to contact, where to go, and they will get a little pamphlet in many different languages. From my experience, I've never seen anything like it. The scale of the numbers of refugees coming to Lesbos alone, and then the way they have to move from here, unknowingly what's going to happen to them, the uncertainty, and knowing where they come from, you know, that combination is horrendous to see. There's so much we can do. And I think together we work very well with what is here, but it's not enough. It's not enough yet.
The mobile unit now works along the coastline, and there is a Restoring Family Links officer on the team. The ICRC has purchased phone charging units and set them up near landing sites so that people can call their families once they've arrived safely. The same has been done in the KRTP registration camp, where many Syrians pass through. There, migrants can rest and receive assistance, such as healthcare, that is not always available along their routes. The Hellenic Red Cross, UNHCR, and many NGOs are on site and coordinate with each other to provide these services. The Hellenic Red Cross distributes parcels, has set up a Wi-Fi hotspot and a phone recharging station, and provides a tracing service.
We already have training staff on the RFL, training volunteers, and during this week there will be a very quick training program for the RFL, and we're planning to pose the service of RFL next to the registration police, so it will be very easy for them to move as soon as they register and they take their papers. If they have any special need about their families, they have lost a person of them, they can move next to the kiosk over there and make an application to the RFL.
Mytilene, the capital city and port of Lesbos, has become a huge transit area where thousands of migrants wait to board ferries to leave the island. Most migrants move on as fast as possible, taking no time to rest until they reach their final destination, thousands of kilometers away. Assisting them all along their journey is the biggest challenge for humanitarian organizations.
We are not in a normal pattern where people are stuck in a place like in a refugee camp or in the reception centers where you can go, assess the situation, provide some response directly in situ. You don't have that here, because here people are just transiting once again, like in an airport. People are just passing by. You have 20,000 persons here in Lesbos stuck, but the 20,000 persons that you have in the morning will not be the same tonight. This kind of situation is totally different. It's a different situation, different humanitarian situation, which create different needs and which demands us to be very creative, because we have to create new kind of answer, new kind of reply, and no one was prepared to that. Not this influx, not this intensity.